नहीं 5 सेकंड में हो जाएगा स्टार्ट।
ओके फ्रीज हो
मैं
गया
मैसेज
मेरा
कर देता हूँ चैट।
1 सेकंड चेक करना Hey everyone, welcome to our community. So we will be starting in few minutes. So let's wait for everyone to join in.
Hey everyone, nice to meet. We are connecting after some time. Looking forward to interact with everyone and answer all your questions.
So we're just about to start in 3 seconds. Okay, Chandresh, are you good to go?
Yes, we are good to go, Manisha.
Great. So once again, welcome everyone to Numa Network. Today we are going to run and reveal our new product, Numa Network. So before showing you the inner workings of Numa, let's address some common questions asked by our community members. So, Chandesh, are you ready?
Yeah, I am ever ready, Manisha, and so excited to at last have this launch. I know our community also have been waiting for the launch of this new product, and we somehow, surprised our community. There is no testnet this time. There is no, testing of long months. We are just going ahead launching the product. So excited, and I am sure our community is also very excited to understand what we have actually built out.
Yeah, many of them are just wondering what is gashless era, what they're bringing. Like there's so much excitement, and I'm
Yeah.
like, well, we're coming with it today. So just wait.
Yeah, I know. There are so many questions I have also been seeing on Twitter, and you interact with the community on much larger level, Manisha. So I can totally understand your excitement also with this launch.
Yeah. So like let's start with the session.
Cool.
Uh, so first question is from our community members. Like most of them have recently joined or they're new to the community. So they wanted to ask like, can you briefly explain what is Numa Network and the idea behind it?
Yeah. So, guys, as you are already aware, we are in the industry from last 4 years, and we have been working on multiple products, and at the same time doing a lot of research. So, what has happened over the period of time? We already have our lending and borrowing protocol, which is under Uniland, which is working perfectly fine, and there is a good amount of liquidity at the same time. A lot of users are interacting with that also, but at the same time, we have also been researching that what is going on in the industry, how industry is evolving. Like, if we go back in time and we compare, when we launched at that time, there was a single network which was hosting more like approximately around 90% of the TVL, and most of the users were interacting with the single chain, that was Ethereum. But over the period of time in last 2 3 years, what has happened, that one thing is pretty sure, that as new users are coming, there are so many users which has joined our industry, web3, in last few years, and we are seeing a trend that these users are not majorly on EVM chains per se, or either they are distributed across multiple L2s, like Polygon has its own community, Arbitrum has its own community, Base came and Base built amazing community over there. So there are users which are becoming loyal to different chains, but at the same time, there are different L1s, like Solana is there, Sui is there, Aptos is there, some move based blockchains are also gaining traction. So users are getting scattered at multiple places now. In previous time, when anyone wanted to come and join the network, interact with the network, they just needed to come and create their wallet with MetaMask, and they are ultimately able to interact with the Ethereum chain. But today, if any user comes and they want to join the network, uh, there are so many options for them, and the liquidity is fragmented. The apps are fragmented. The users are, ultimately also facing a lot of problems with that. Some people are there on Ethereum based Solana. So one thing is pretty sure, that we are living in a multi-chain world where, there will be a user on Ethereum who would like to buy the chill guy on Solana. There could be, user on Solana who just got introduced to the industry for buying meme coins, but after some time he realized, or she realized, okay, now, I want to hold some Bitcoin, or maybe I want to hold some Ethereum. They don't want to use centralized exchanges. But in a decentralized world, all these things have been happening, that users need to bridge the asset from one chain to another chain. And after bridging, there are, some costs for bridging. There is no place where, at a single place user is able to do all these operations without worrying about which chain he is interacting with, which app or which dex he or she is interacting with. So we realized one thing, that now we are living in a multi-chain world, where we have users on different chains, where we have users for different apps, and we want to build infra for them, that it becomes so easier for them. So that is how, we came up with Numa Network. So what Numa Network basically does, to understand, so first I have, highlighted the problem which the industry is facing, how we are tackling it with Numa Network. So Numa Network, you can imagine it in a way that Numa Network gives you a universal account, where you come, whichever, whichever wallet you want to choose. With your choice of wallet, you create your account, you fund your account. Now once you have funded your account, you want to, let's say you have funded your account on Ethereum on MetaMask, and now you want to buy, a cont token on Solana, or you want to buy FUD token on Sui chain, or you want to buy any token on Aptos, or you want to buy some meme coin on Base. You should be able to do it from your universal account. You don't need to bridge your assets. You don't need to involve, all the complexities which are going in the background, and just in a simple interface user should be able to do that. So that is the, major vision we are going behind with the Numa Network. But if we break it down, so, chain abstraction is one of the parts where users don't need to care about chain. At the same time, if we go in more detail, then, you will realize that all these different chains have their own gas token. Like if you want to interact on Solana, you need Sol token for paying gas fees. If you want to interact on Polygon, you need Pol token. If you want to interact on Arbitrum base Ethereum, you need ETH token. If you want to interact on Avalanche, you need AVAX token. So there is a abstraction needed for, the gas tokens also. So we have realized that this is a major problem in the industry, and we are coming up with, our first solution, which Numa Network, the V1 which we are launching. It will help user do the gas abstraction, and over the period of time we will keep on building, and we will build ultimate, towards our vision of having a universal account from which you will be able to do anything on any chain, without worrying about gas fees, without worrying about anything. Just on a single click, you will be able to do your action. Yeah, Manisha, back to you.
Thank you, Sandesh, for such a good, deep, in-depth explanation. I think community now has the idea like what is Numa Network and what was the ideation behind it. And I think you have covered all the points about like what are the problems and the issues, and what are the base foundation of Numa, of creating Numa. So yeah, I think community is very excited to hear a lot of things about exciting things about Numa.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the next question. So I
Mhm.
think the next question is, what issues does Numa Network is solving in Web3 ecosystem? I think this much, pretty much, it was explained in the last one. But can you add some more details into it for our community?
Yeah, so see, I will try to answer it in a very crisp way. So
Hmm.
first thing which we are targeting is chain abstraction. We don't want users to worry about, okay, which chain, on which chain my assets are, which chain I am interacting. We are doing the chain abstraction for users. At the same time, when we are abstracting chain, we are also abstracting gas for user. And one major thing, I mean, if you do your research, there are so many some are building protocols, some are building layer ones for doing the chain abstraction. There are multiple ways people are trying to solve the issue of fragmentation. But the one part which users are majorly missing, I feel, is a privacy part. Currently, if you look, see, blockchain is an open network. You, any transactions you do are basically traceable, because the data lies on blockchain, and it is accessible to everyone. But what is happening, that users somehow need privacy also. Let's say, I have one address with me on Ethereum currently, and I am I am creating few more addresses, and I don't want to link my current address with my new address. I want that all those addresses should be separate. The recent example which happened in the case of Murad, where he built up his portfolio of meme coins, which are currently valued at currently 30 40 million. I am not sure of the number. And he basically used his single Ethereum address to fund the gas fees, or to fund the accounts on all those addresses. So somehow, Zach XPT came and he tracked all his addresses, and he made that live, that okay, this guy is shilling all these tokens, and at the same time he is also holding it. So we are not against it, but we just want to give user one more feature of privacy, where, let's say, I am creating my new account, and I don't want to bridge gas fees onto that account. I just want to do the actions. Let's say I've deposited USDT, and I just want to buy some meme coin or some tokens for that, and I don't have gas fees. I don't want to link it to my any of my addresses. So currently there is no solution available for that, and we are specifically targeting the privacy part also, where user can come, they can create their multiple addresses, and on our UI they just need to add those addresses. And once those addresses are added, we will we will have a feature of on demand gas fees for all those newly created addresses. So in this way, what will happen, let's say there are thousands of people who are interacting with our app, and thousands of people are using our on demand gas feature. So all the transactions will go from the single smart contract address. So there is no way to figure out that which wallets are connected with each other. So this is a privacy feature which we have built out. And definitely, I mean, in this case, we don't want any hackers to use it, or we don't want that this product is being misused. So at the same time, we have our own privacy policies, we have our terms of use, where users can come use our product, but but at the same time, they should not misuse it. And if they end up being misusing it, then definitely we as a company will have all the records. And if asked by regulators, then we are bound to somehow reveal that data to them. But apart from that, we are if you are not doing anything wrong and you are just using it for the normal purposes, then definitely this privacy feature can be very helpful for the audience in the web3 space. Yeah.
I think the privacy is the most important part of Web3. Like there have been a lot of hacks and a lot of money loss just because of that security hacks. And I think Numa network will, eventually be like a beacon of innovation, getting the privacy for Web3 users. Yeah. So moving on from that, so the next question is, can you talk about how gasless and sponsored transactions work, and in way are they benefiting users?
So, Manisha, I would like to ask you a question. When you use any Web2 app, let's say, You might be using Venmo, you might be using some banking app, or you might be just using some app to order food, or Swiggy, Zomato, Kareem, any app. And when you interact with this app, you don't need to pay any fees for any transactions, right?
Yeah.
That is the user experience, which which is okay with most of the users. Now all these users, when they come into Web3 and they realize, okay, any interaction which I'm making, for that I need to pay gas fees, and there are different gas tokens. I mean, it gets into too much complexity. So, ultimately, the way I see in which the Web3 user experience is majorly going is is towards the gasless narrative, where definitely, we have to have a mechanism built with the gas fees on blockchain, so that, if the chain is gasless, or there is no fees, then that mechanism does not work, because bots will come and they will spam the network. So some kind of incentive has to be there, but not necessarily. Users need to pay that money. That money can be paid by tabs, which user is using, and ultimately uh, they can have some sort of revenue from those users, and we are ultimately, able to pay that part. So we feel like the industry is moving toward this space. And what I like, we have been doing lot of research on not only how to attract the users which are into Web3, but at the same time how to bring new users. So our team has been doing a lot of research, that what are the hurdles these new users are facing when they are coming to Web3. How does they feel like, using a Web3 for the first time compared to Web2. So we need to bridge things for this user, and we realize three things. There are, majorly three things through which we can attract the current users also. The first one is, either your app is making some money for them. Second thing is, or your app is saving some money for them. And the third thing is, your app is ultimately improving their user experience by a lot, so that they are moving from their current setup to the new setup. And once, Web3 industry is an industry of a kind where user acquisition is really difficult. It is really difficult to acquire users, but once you acquire those users, it is not that difficult to hold those users. If they are set on your app, if they are set on your chain, then until and unless, it is mandatory, or they require to move away from it, they will not move away from it. They will do some adjustments. So we realized all these things, and that is why, our version 1, which we are coming up with, is coming with a gasless feature. So it is like, you have a gas tank, let's say on Ethereum, or let's say on base chain, you have deposited zero point 0.1 ETH into your gas tank, and you have one address through which you have deposited that zero point 0.1 ETH on base chain. Now what is happening over the period of time, you want to create multiple addresses. So you are creating different addresses, you are interacting, or you are just adding those addresses into your, by using the add wallet link. And all those addresses has now become gasless. You can go and interact on any EVM chain which is supported by our app. Currently we are starting with base and Ethereum, but in the coming days we will support all the major networks which exist in the market. So once you have deposited gas into gas tank, and you have added all these addresses, all the addresses will become gasless. You don't need to worry about the gas fees on those addresses. Everything will be taken care through your gas tank. And once, the ETH in your gas tank exhaust, you will be able to, you have to refill it, and again you are good to go. And the best part about this thing is, once you have, let's say you have deposited ETH on base chain, and now you are interacting on Arbitrum, you are interacting on Optimism, you are interacting on Polygon or any chain, you don't need to worry about that which token I need. Then you need to go and bridge the gas token to that particular chain, and after bridging the gas fees is available, then you don't need to worry about all this thing. All your wallets will become gasless, and at the same time all those transactions will be private, so that no one can know that all these wallets are linked. Second thing, when we so it is a huge user experience improvement for the users. So we are targeting the third thing in the three part I have mentioned, that we are making the user experience much easier so that they can come on our app and interact with it. Now, when we talk about sponsored transaction, we all are aware that account abstraction has come. Now a lot of teams have been building smart accounts. Now users are basically using smart account. Now the user experience is getting hit by a lot because of all this. If we have smart account also, then users will have their one address which is their main address, and then there is a smart contract account which is created by that particular address. So the users get confused, and at the same time, with smart account, what happens is that the gas fees which is consumed by network is increased by 3 times. So if you are able to do a simple transaction from a EOA wallet in 49,000, 50,000 gas fees on account abstraction, in the case of account abstraction it will be like 150,000 gas. So user is ultimately paying more gas fees, and at the same time their user experience is getting impacted a lot. So we have built out a substitute of account abstraction, you can say, where dapps can just go into integrate our solution, and all the users which are using their dApp, their transactions can be sponsored by that particular dApp. So now the complete dApp has become gasless, and at the same time the DApp also does not need to pay 3 times more the amount. They are paying much lesser in gas fees. So now we are not only improving the user experience, we are also saving the money for all our users who are coming on our platform and using us as a substitute of their account abstraction. So we are saving the money for user, we are improving their user experience. I don't know what else people want to come on our app and use it. Yeah.
I think the main headache of the most of the users is the gas fees. Like, how do I transfer it? How do I manage it in different wallets? And this innovative feature and cashless and sponsored transactions will really help them, and it
Yeah.
saves time. I've tried it myself, so I know how good it is, and we have all tried it in the team. So yeah, it's pretty great. So moving on to the next question, what impact will these innovations have on developers?
Yeah. So, I have mentioned, Manisha, that currently what is happening with developers is that um, because we have become a multi-chain ecosystem now, there is a big issue of fragmentation. Like if I simply take the example of Ethereum ecosystem and all the L2s, Uniswap exists on multiple chains. The liquidity on Ethereum is different from the liquidity on Base, is different from the liquidity of Optimism, Arbitrum. Users are not able to, if the complete liquidity would have been, aggregated and there would have been no fragmentation, then users are the one who would be at much more advantage. And at the same time, developers developers if they want to build, currently they have to build their solutions on different chains, and all those solutions are in some way isolated. Like the base liquidity is different from the Ethereum liquidity, and users and developers are getting impacted because of this fragmentation. So the fragmentation issue, which we are trying to solve, will somehow help developers in a way where they just have to build it one time, and they will be on all the chains. I know there is a lot of work happening on the Ethereum side also. Recently in DevCon, Ethereum Foundation team has mentioned their roadmap where how they are solving fragmentation. But again, it is a long way ahead, and we need the solution now. And not only for Ethereum ecosystem, we need to end the fragmentation for different L1s also in some way. So yeah, I am so stoked and so proud that we are the ones, we are one of the team who is building towards this, and I can see the future, that how the future is going to look for a normal user. And we just want to achieve that future with us, and we want to improve not only the experience of users, but at the same time experience of developers also. So in our initial launches, there will not be much for developers, but as we keep on building more features, and as we keep on achieving good results, we will have a lot of things for developers also going forward.
So I think developers will have the most benefit from the Numa network, as they can distribute the fees to the users who want to try out the new dApps or they want to test it out. So I think a lot of good things are coming for developers to build on the ecosystem. So I think developers, I just really want to ask you to stay tuned, so because we have a lot of exciting things for you. So let's move on to the last question. What's next for Numa network?
Manisha, there are so many things going on. First of all, I don't want to spill the beans, but there are so many things. Like I have the way we have started, and I have put forward the vision we are building towards. So this is just the start. This is just the beta version, the V1 version of the Numa network, and there is so much to come. There is so much to come, and things are getting shipped so fast. The bull market effect is actually real. I see so much enthusiasm in the team, and everyone is so excited, whatever we are building. So I don't want to spill too much beans, but yeah, the vision we have put forward, we are reaching there in no time, and shortly users will be able to see so many upgrades keep on coming on our app. Yeah.
Awesome. So, like, lot of community, stay tuned. We have a lot of exciting updates coming ahead. So, without further ado, let's show how Numa network works. Are you ready, Chandresh?
Yeah, excited. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Welcome to Numa Network. In this video, we'll guide you through how to connect, set up, and use Numa Network. Step 1. Connect your wallet. First, open the Numa Network app and click Connect Wallet. Select your preferred wallet provider, like MetaMask or Wallet Connect, and follow the prompts to connect. Step 2. Deposit gas. After connecting, look for the Deposit Gas button on the dashboard and click it. Step 3. Select Ethereum or Base Network. Select your preferred chain for gas deposits. More chains will be integrated on Numa soon. Step 4. Send ETH to the address, provided you'll receive a unique address for your account. Send ETH to it. This will be your primary wallet for sponsoring gas fees. Once confirmed, check transaction details in the transaction section on your dashboard. Step 5. Add wallet for gas sponsorship. After the deposit is confirmed, click Add Wallet to authorize another wallet. Let's call it Wallet A to use your primary wallet's gas balance. Follow the prompt to enable gas sponsorship for Wallet A. Step 6. Switch to Wallet A. Switch to Wallet A in your wallet provider. If you're using MetaMask, this means switching accounts to Wallet A. Now, step 7, add the Numa RPC. In Wallet A, click the Add RPC button in the Numa Network app. This will automatically configure the Numa RPC. Follow the prompts to complete the setup. Step 8, switch to Numa RPC. After adding Numa RPC, switch the network in Wallet A to the newly added Numa RPC. This allows Wallet A to use the gas balance from your primary wallet. Step 9. Use Wallet A for transactions without gas tokens. With Wallet A on Numa RPC, you can transfer tokens, interact with dApps, and make transactions without needing a gas balance in Wallet A. With these steps, you can make gas-less transactions using Numa Network. Add more wallets or switch networks as needed, with your primary wallet covering the fees. Enjoy seamless dApp interactions without managing multiple gas tokens.
So I think community has seen all of Numa networks that that our team was trying to build, and what were the gasless features they were trying to check out. Chandresh, you
Yeah.
want to add something?
Yeah, I loved the explanation, and using the app is really easy. And you only need to set it up once. You need to add the RPC one. You need to add your wallet address once, and once you have done that, you guys are just good to go. Then you don't need to care about gas fees. You don't need to come back and do these steps again. So this is the onboarding process, where users will have to go and do multiple steps. But once the users are onboarded, then the complete user experience become gasless. And I have been using this from quite a some time now, and I tell you, everyone, the gasless experience is the one you should have, where you just don't need to check, don't need to care, don't need to see anything, just click the button and everything will be settled. And it is a one time effort which solves the problem of gas for infinite time for users.
Yeah, it's like a heaven for Web3 users, newcomers, seasoned, all of them. Yeah.
Yes.
So like, don't have to worry about any native gas fees. You just have to put your put your address in that gas deposit, and that's it. That's
that,
all the things you need.
yeah, that's it.
Uh, so uh, so we are in the last segment of our session, and let's have some questions from our live audience, shall we?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Sure. So if anyone in the audience have any question, please drop your questions in the chat below, and you can also drop in on our Twitter, and we will pick out any 5 questions, and our team will answer it. Let's just wait for a few minutes.
Okay.
I think we already have some questions from our community.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, so the first question is, can I use Numa network across multiple blockchains? What chains are supported right now?
Mhm. So, like I mentioned, currently we are starting with base and Ethereum. And over the period of time, our aim is to support every chain. So there are, around 170 to 173 chains. We are going behind a motto where, user should be able to interact with any chain. User should be able to buy any token on any chain they want, and they should be able to do it from the choice of their blockchain. Some people might be comfortable holding their assets on Ethereum, some might be comfortable on Base, some might want to do everything from Solana. So we are not the one deciding it for users, we are not restricting them. But yeah, for the starter, as we are just launching the beta version, and slowly we will scale to all the blockchains, but our aim is to be everywhere. That is our aim is, so soon users will be able to interact with new chains in our app going forward.
Awesome. Awesome. So, so the next question is, like, we are getting a lot of questions from our community, so I just want, like, we are just picking out few ones. Like, if you have any other questions, like if we are not able to take your questions, you can drop it in our community, Telegram community, or DM us. We are happy to help you out on it and solve your query or any questions. So the next question is, how does Numa handle gas fees for users? Do I still need native tokens for transaction?
So this is the beauty of Numa. You just need to add. You need to choose that which chain you want to make your primary chain, or you don't need to choose that also. If you have assets on any chain and we support it, you just need to deposit the assets in the gas tank, and now you are free to interact on any chain without. The gas fees. So let's say you have deposited zero point zero 0.01 ether on base, and now you are interacting with the same address or address you have added, permitted to interact on any different chain, let's say Optimism, Arbitrum, Polygon. You don't need to worry about what is the native gas token, what is the gas fees. Your gas fees will be covered through your main gas tank where you have deposited your ether. So the good part is you don't need to worry about what is the gas fees on that particular network. You don't need to worry about bridging the gas fees to that network. You just need to do the action which you want to do. So we are eliminating the step of bridging. We are eliminating the step of requirement of the native gas token, and users are free to just do the operation or action they wanted to do directly.
Awesome. So, like just as a gasless and sponsors transaction, like users just need to put their address and they don't need to worry about anything, right? That's sort
Yes.
of thing.
Yes.
Awesome. So let's move on to our next question. So, like, what is the role of smart RPC in Numa Network?
Mhm. So, when users come and they want to interact with our app, and they want to interact on different blockchains without the gas fees. So, basically, the reason behind using our smart RPC is that once user initiate any action, so our RPC will check and provide the on-demand gas for every transaction which users are doing on any chain. So our smart RPC helps us understand the intent of user, the action which user is planning to do, and before the user action is completed, we will fund the on-demand gas for that particular action for the users.
Cool. So, so we have a lot of two more questions we can take from the community.
Mhm.
And so the next question is, which dApp are currently supported on Numa Network?
Yeah, so basically, our app is built in a way where every app should be supported ideally. So if you want to, do a swap in MetaMask, you should be able to do it. If you want to use cow swap for swapping, if you want to use Aave for lending and borrowing, if you want to use Unilend, any app which you want to use is by default integrated with Numa. This is, we have made sure. Now what happens, sometimes there are apps which does extra checks. So for example, if I take an example of Uniswap, or if I take example of any other app which basically checks if user doesn't have any gas fees, or they have zero gas fees, or if they are not taking the token data from MetaMask. So in certain scenarios, those apps are basically restricting users to interact, because they feel like that users don't have gas fees with them, their transactions will fail. But these are very minimum percentage of apps which has this unnecessary checks built into their app. So we are definitely in touch with those teams, and we will let them know that this is a solution we have built out, where users, even if they don't have Ethereum or gas fees in their wallet, their transactions will go through, because we will fund the gas before the execution of that particular transaction. So those the small percentage of apps, that thing will also be resolved. And if users are facing problem with using any particular app, they can definitely come join our Discord, raise a ticket, and we will figure out a way to get it solved. But and mostly this some of the problems which are created by these apps because of their unnecessary checks, that can also be bypassed if user transfer small amount of gas, or if user does one transaction. If user does one transaction, then the on demand gas we are funding, some amount of gas will be left in their wallet, and these apps will not stop restricting it. So in case of onboarding for using the first time, this problem might arise, but it will be solved if you use that particular address on different apps, and some amount of gas fees is already there. So once users start using it more, they will realize it is not at all a problem, and our app is ultimately supported with all the dApps which exist in the market.
Okay. Okay. So like all of the dApps, like web gaming apps, DeFi apps, all of the dApps are supported on the Numa network. Awesome. So let's take one more question, shall
Mhm.
we? Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a like more about AI. So
Mhm.
does Numa network leverage AI to enhance blockchain transactions?
This is a very good question. Manisha, there is some research uh, which our team is doing on generative AI, and we are, like recently there are so many AI agents which are launching their own token. There are multiple AI agents which are interacting with each other. There are some apps which are trying to help users with their intent, and AI is ultimately suggesting them the best possible route for them. So there are some work which is already going on in the AI plus blockchain space, and we have been monitoring it closely, and we are evaluating that which areas are actually in the blockchain space where AI can play a major role. So one thing is for sure, artificial intelligence is something which cannot be neglected. If you neglect it, you will be left behind. So we understand that, and we have figured out some areas actually where we are very bullish, where the synergies between AI and the blockchain space can really uh, change the world for the users. So there is some some things are going on, but yeah, currently they are not in the shape where I should start releasing more details about it. first we need to have something really concrete, and we once we have that thing ready to roll out, at least roll out on testnet, then we will surprise our users just like we surprised them this time.
I think users going to be bombarded with surprises. They're like, "What is next? Whoa!" Like they're going to have a crazy, crazy experience with the
Yeah.
Numa network. Yeah, I'm sure
Yes.
of it. So that's a wrap, folks. And Chandra, do you want to have any, ending statements for our community?
Yeah, I would like to tell our community, first of all, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot, everyone, for supporting us continuously. I know, this blockchain industry and the crypto space is not easy easy to navigate. We have times where there is so much euphoria. We have times where seems like everything is falling apart and nothing is going in our way. We have different times currently. We feel like that there is a lot of influx of users coming in, a lot of people are getting excited, so we are definitely ready to welcome all those people. But I would just like to thank everyone who have been with us for such a long time and supporting us continuously. We have not only been working on the technical development part, but we have been putting on a lot of efforts in terms of marketing our product better. At the same time, we also have our UFT token, which is our governance token, and users can take part in decision making of our protocol. So that token is already available on Binance, Uniswap, major decentralized exchanges, major centralized exchanges, and we are continuously working towards providing better places for users to if they want to buy it, if they want to sell it. We are working towards making sure that there is enough liquidity for users. So there are so many things which are going on from our side, and we just believe in one thing, that heads down and keep building. That is what has always worked for us, and I'm pretty sure that is what will work for us in future also, and we are putting in all our efforts. We are available if you have any questions on Telegram. I am always available on Discord. Just reach out to us if you have any questions. More than happy to answer those. But yeah, just would like to say that to our users, that good thing and the good part with Uniland and Numa Network is just getting started, and people are not bullish enough, and at the same time they are not ready for the things we have in our bag for them.
Yeah, like we have a lot of exciting things coming up.
Yeah.
So I just want to say to the community, try Numa Network for yourself, and experience the gasless transaction, and you will know like how much it will make your blockchain Web3 life very easy. Like you don't have to worry about any native gas fees or whatever chain you are in. So yeah, so just do give it a try for yourself, and we would love to hear a feedback in the community. And thank you, Chandresh. Thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, thank you, community. Thank you for everyone for joining. And we also have a lot of exciting campaigns coming up. So stay tuned and follow us on Twitter, Telegram, and all of our social media channels. And yeah, thank you.
Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Bye, Chandresh. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, community.